Okay. I'm back on. Guys, can you actually hear me? Can you guys hear me? I want you all to comment either thumbs up or whatever. Or just put number 1 so I can know that you guys can hear me clearly. Alright, that's good. I see you, Mark 246. Joseph, what's up, man? I am God 33. I see you. Alright. A couple of you all are just tuning in the stream this morning for another Sunday Spill. What's up, guys? I am back and I am ready to talk about another topic on this beautiful Sunday morning. Yes, sir. We are going to be talking about the topic of why location matters. And it actually pertains to, dealing with even being able to interact with different types of women. The volume does vary depending on where you're at, your city, your town. You know what I'm saying? Your environment does play a huge factor, but also your environment plays a huge factor with not only being able to date women, but also your opportunities as a man. So we're talking about all areas of your life. We're talking about your job, career, maybe if you want to go back to school or something, but depending on where you stay at, it does matter, and how far you can actually go as far as your potential, right? Because there's certain places that will set you back. If you're in a certain environment where there's nothing going on, you barely even see people, you barely even interact with people, you're probably going to stay in the same position for a long period of time. So we're going to be talking about, why is it that environment does play a huge factor? And we're going to be exploring, a little bit of examples. We're going to be talking about maybe 1 or 2 of my experiences or whatever it is. And yeah, we're going to really do a nice, short and concise live stream this morning. Yes, sir. Zach, you always back on, man. What's up, man? What's going on this morning? I can depend on a lot of you guys, man, to tune in every week on these live streams. I really appreciate the support, guys. If you didn't subscribe yet to my YouTube channel, it is Ryan G. So for all the guys who are streaming on this particular site or whatever it is, I want you guys to know that I do post videos every week. I actually do reactions on Saturdays, but like my thing is, like, the past couple weeks have been a little bit different. I've been just working on some other things too on the side. I'll be called in to do work. So I've been working a lot these past couple weeks. So I haven't really been doing reactions and reviews on Saturday nights, but I'm trying to make sure that I'm being consistent with these live streams and also my weekly motivational videos. So when you guys have time after the stream, or even, take a break or so, go to my YouTube and subscribe, and then come back and listen to the stream. You can do that as well. But just want to let you guys know, man, for y'all who don't really go on YouTube as much and don't really know that I have content out there. You know what I'm saying? And guys, I want you all to really do continuously comment and add on to the conversation, man. I don't want to just hear myself in the stream or hear myself talk in the videos, man. I want to be able to see what you guys are saying as well, right? Because everybody point matters. It doesn't matter if you guys' point is way off from what I'm saying. I just want to hear what everybody else is thinking too. That's what it's all about. That's how you foster a great discussion, right? So in this video, man, we are talking about, right? What's going on, Tyrone? Yeah. So, all right. So we are talking about basically why location matters, right? We're going to be talking about why your environment plays a huge factor when it comes down to you being able to excel as a man. Because a lot of people feel like, we hear all this talk, right? A lot of people say that you can make it out of anywhere, which is, at some extent, is true. And a lot of people talk about how, you can still be this type of guy, or still, succeed to the highest level, even if you were in this town or whatever, right? Say, for instance, you grow up in, somewhere in North Dakota, or, just some small town in Montana or something like that, right? they're saying that you as long as you are able to, you know what I'm saying, your skill, you're talented or whatever, you can stay at that place for a long period of time and still make it out. Which, like I said, it all depends, right? There are cases in which a lot of people don't have to move somewhere else to be able to have the opportunity, right? They can just have all the opportunities presented to them in whatever location they grew up in or whatever. But there are times in which that's not going to work. You're going to have to kind of test the waters and go out of your comfort zone, right? So we're going to focus on like the aspect of interacting with women first, and then we will talk about, you know, jobs and all that type of fancy stuff, right? Because we got to touch on different aspects of a man's life. We're not going to really just talk about one particular thing. You guys know how it works here on these streams. So we're going to focus on with women, right? As far as where you stay at, your environment, and how that plays a huge factor. Your ability to be able to have access to different types of women is going to vary, right? Depending on where you live. You know what I'm saying? This is straightforward, right? If you stay in some small town somewhere in the Midwest, or just a place where there's not really that much of attraction, as far as there's not really, you know, enough entertainment, there's not really a social life, right, where you stay at. Which I know a lot of you guys who listen to my channel, you know, some of y'all are coming from those types of environments. I'm not trying to bash those environments, but you guys can relate, right? There's maybe nothing to really do in your town, right? A small town, everyone know each other. You're used to the stores, you're used to the things that go on in your town. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those types of places where it's like, it's not really exciting. You know what I'm saying? You grew up there, and it's like, as you get older, you're just like, nah, I gotta find somewhere else to go, right? Those places versus, let's just say, Atlanta, right? We're talking about, you know, maybe NYC, right? Orlando, Miami, small towns compared to, you know, a lot of y'all in chat would be saying, oh yeah, of course, man, you know, bigger it is, you know, more women. But a lot of people feel as if that it's like you are going to be able to find that perfect type, or you're going to find close to that perfect type. I don't like to say the word perfect, you know, because perfect does not really exist, right? But someone can be close to what you're looking for, but no one's perfect. Let's just be honest. We're all human beings, and there's always flaws, right? You guys have to understand that, right? Especially with women, right? So it's like you have to understand that you're not going to really find every type that you're looking for if you're in a town or a place where it's only a small amount of people that stay there, right? So you might have more of a certain type of women in certain environments as opposed to others, right? If you go in the city, let's just say Miami, Orlando, Jacksonville, Tampa, Atlanta. I know I named a lot of cities in Florida because I do stay in Florida, by the way, right? So when you stay in cities like that, you are going to be able to have the best of both worlds, because you have different neighborhoods, different communities, and you're going to be able to meet different types of women, right? Depending on where you're at during the week. Sometimes during the week you're shopping at, you know what I'm saying, a store somewhere in the hood, right? Let's just say in the hood, or you're shopping somewhere in maybe like more of a bougie area, like more of a more fancy high class area. You're going to deal with different types of women, and you're going to be able to talk and try and I would say weed out the types of women that you're looking for, right? So your environment is going to dictate whether or not you're going to have a large volume of women to deal with, right? And you guys have to understand that. Yeah, that's totally true. Mark said that college, you know what I'm saying, is a example of that. That's right. When you are in college, right, that's probably the only time in your life in which you are going to be able to have exclusive access to so many different types of women. You know what I'm saying? You're finally away from your parents, right? You are, let's just say you're starting to become independent, right? You're not really in the real world yet, but you are getting close to that particular level in which you're gonna have to be more responsible. You're gonna have to make decisions. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to know how to balance out class time, work, whatever you gotta do, right? That's the only time in your life in which you're gonna be able to have access to women in that type of way, because they're in your residence halls, right? Dorms, whatever, on campus, different types of women, all types of nationalities, whatever. You're not going to be able to deal with that when you are in the real world. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be that easy for you to be able to, talk and deal with women that literally live in close proximity. It's not going to be the same. That's why I say, for all the guys who are going to college or who are already in college, make use of that time, because it's not, once you get out of college, graduate, whatever, it's not going to be the same. You're not going to be able to have so many women in close proximity to you like that on a daily basis. That's not going to happen. You have to go, when you're in the real world, you're going to have to go out there and be able to put yourself in the position to be seen by women and be able to cold approach. That's how it works. You know what I'm saying? But just know that you can't expect to get all types of women if you're living in a place where, you know what I'm saying, there's nothing going on. Because you have to understand, like, some women or some people in general like to be in areas where there's always something to do, right? I've dealt with a lot of women who love to eat food. They love restaurants and things. So a lot of these types of women are going to be more in highly developed areas, right? They're going to be in areas where there's always something going on. And then you have the chicks who are more homebodies, right? That are going to stay in areas where there's not, you know what I'm saying, there's not going to really be a fair or anything like that goes on in town. Like, it's just normal, you know what I'm saying? There ain't really that much excitement, right? Right? Both black, white, it doesn't matter what type of chick you're dealing with. Depending on the environment, she's in that environment for a reason, right? You're not going to find an outgoing, very outgoing, let's just say a chick that likes to party all the time and go out and go, you know what I'm saying, always want to shop and things in a small town where there's no retail centers, barely, no malls. You're not going to find women like that. You're going to find women like that in mostly more urban areas, right? LA, whatever. If you're talking about guys who are living on the, West Coast, you guys know how it is, right? The different types of women that you're going to be able to interact with, depending on the neighborhood and community that you stay in, right? So that dictates the volume. And when I say volume, I'm talking about the amount of women you're able to interact with on a daily basis or just in general, right? So you guys have to really look into where you guys stay at. If you, for example, stay in your hometown with your parents or whatever, you're still young, you're still trying to find your way, and you notice that the place that you stay at is like, you don't see that much women, right? That's around your age group or whatever it is. And let me tell you a little story, y'all, right? Thank you guys for tuning in on this beautiful Sunday morning, guys. We are talking about why environment matters, right? As far as your ability to be able to have access to certain women, and also just in general for opportunities, you know what I'm saying, as a man, why the place you stay at matters, right? Your city, your town, wherever you stay at, it does dictate your opportunities, right? So getting back to it, I have a little example for you guys, man. So when I was in college, right, I stayed I'm gonna put it that way. In college, I was really in a city, right? Where my college was located, right? So with that being said, not only that I had a whole lot of people to be able to talk to, but I noticed that there was so many international women. There were so many women that was from different countries, whatever, right? And there was always something to do. So, and also too, my college wasn't the only college. There was other colleges in that same city. So I was not just limited to the women that was on my campus. And by the way, I was going to a huge school, one of the biggest schools in the country, right? I'm talking about as far as how large it is. There's always construction going on at that school, man. It's crazy. But not only that, I was just bombarded with women on that campus, right? I'm talking about all types of women. When you are a freshman going to that college, man, right? You are going to be absolutely starstruck, whatever. Every guy goes through it. when they start school at the college that I used to attend, because it's like you will say to yourself, like, damn, I've never seen that much women in my life. You go crazy, right? And then you start getting used to it once you hit, you know, your fourth year. You just want to get the hell out, man. You know, you're like, I'm done. You know, I'm getting grown, whatever. It's time for me to really go out there and live life and, you know what I'm saying, be a grown up, you know. And then there's dudes that just don't want to leave because it's like, damn, I'm not going to be able to have that much access to a lot of women. But yeah, I remember when I was in college, I was living in a, you know what I'm saying, I was living in an environment where, you know, you got a law school that was downtown, you got another law school that was close by, and then you got, you know what I'm saying, some tech school down the street. And then you had the state colleges. So a lot of younger women stayed in that area. When you go to the Walmart, the Publix, a lot of women in their 20s. I'm not making this crap up, guys. I'm not making this up. Like, there are places where you are going to see a certain demographic, right? Demographic, we're talking about populations of people. You're going to see certain types of people depending on what's there. So because it was such a college town, right? There were so many schools nearby. You're going to see younger women, right? You're not going to really see that much of the senior retired citizens. You're going to see, you know, grown people in their 30s, 40s, whatever, right? Who are just starting out their careers and whatever, right? But you're going to see more types of younger people because it's mostly students that stay in that environment, right? You know, undergrads, graduate students, whatever. So that was what I was experiencing. I was like, whoa. I was like, damn. And then versus where I live, where I come from, my hometown, where my parents stay, it's like mostly senior citizens, retired. So imagine that. So I was the type of dude that I barely even wanted to go home on holidays and on breaks. I was like, I'm staying my ass on campus, bro. I'm staying my ass on. Exactly, Derek. Yeah, like, yo, like, it's like I don't want to stay. I want to go back home. The curfews and all. You right? Like, you exactly. I don't want to stay. I don't want to go back home. I remember my junior year. I was dealing with like I think my first semester junior year, I was dealing with like five chicks, and like I was just like, oh, I'm not going home, bro. I'm not going home because it was just like, it was that good. You know, I talked to this chick, she was in law school. Then, you know, I talked to this other chick. I don't even know if she was in school, but it came to the point that there were so many chicks that was moving in that area. Some of these chicks don't even go to school, but they were just like trying to start life, right? It was just a lot of like young chicks in their 20s, like literally just, they were just trying to, you know, create a career for themselves. They're trying to create opportunities for themselves. So every environment is different, right? What versus back home, it's like every couple of weeks you're able to meet somebody, and you mostly have to rely on maybe like dating apps, social media to try and connect, because people are not really out as much in the area where, you know what I'm saying, where my parents stay, because it's mostly retired and whatever. And it's tough to be able to find young people, even though you do have young people that are going to community college, whatever. It's not the same compared to like more of a environment where there's a university and whatever. You have different types of women, literally from all over, right? It's absolutely insane, man. And it's like, as a dude, like when you look back at your college years, you're like, damn. You always feel like you kind of, even though you were able to deal with women, you always feel like you could have done more, because it's just like, that's the type of like the effect that you experience. That's the type of effect that rubs off on you when you're looking back. You're like, damn, there was a lot. Versus when you're a post grad or whatever, you're like, damn, I have to really like go out there and talk. I gotta interact at work. I gotta do this. Like, it's just not the same, man. So that's what we're talking about as far as a segment dealing with interacting with women. Your environment does play a huge factor. Now, we're gonna go into our last topic, right? Dealing with this overall subject area right here. We're talking about environment. We're talking about, like, you know, as far as you progressing as a man, job, career, whatever. Guys, you have to go out there and seek opportunities. You have to go out there and search for opportunities. And I say this multiple times. opportunity's not going to knock on your door. You have to go out there and see, what's right for you. So with that being said, it's like some of you all are trying to get into certain careers, right? Where it's like you're living in the area where that career is not prevalent. Even talk about entertainment wise, like say some of you all want to be a rapper, right? You're not going to make it and be a successful rapper in a place where there's no like open mic night. There's no, you know what I'm saying? Like there's no like things out there to foster your talent and help you. You want to be in an environment where there's recording studios, there's open mic nights, so you can be able to share your talent, so people can talk about you, and so that your reputation can build up. If you're not in that type of environment, you're going to struggle. You're not going to live out your dream. You're not going to get to that level. So that's pertaining to like entertainment and rapping. So in general, if you want to be a doctor, you want to be a lawyer, you want to be somebody who's working criminal investigation, whatever. You got to make sure that you're in an environment where those agencies and companies are there, right? You don't want to, how are you going, let me tell you something. How are you going to be able to get your foot through the door if there's no places that hire those types of people in your area, right? And what happened is you're forced to work jobs that you don't want to necessarily want to work, because that's all that's there. Right? There's always going to be retail centers. There's always going to be department stores in every city, every town. But when we're talking about like advanced careers and things like that, you're going to have to put yourself in the position where you're going to those areas where that's where all that's occurring, right? There's always going to be, hospitals and stuff like that. So, all my doctors and all, the nurses, whatever, you all good, man. Because guess what? There's always going to be medical centers in every city, right? Jobs are just nonstop when it comes down to the medical area. But when we're talking about areas where it's like engineering and whatever, like you have to put yourself in a position where you're researching where there's jobs, right? That's the same situation that I'm going through. It's like I went to school to be able to get a degree in a certain area, but I'm in a town and city where I can't necessarily make it that far, right? But what I can do is save up and work certain jobs, which what I'm doing right now, to be able to get to a position where I have enough savings so that I can move to a city or area where I know for sure I can be able to advance my career on the side. Even though I do this YouTube thing, I want to be able to at least make it far, in an area where I know for sure I can get easily promoted in whatever I'm trying to do, right? You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to, convince you all to, go to a town or city on zero income, because that's what leads to people becoming homeless. And, you know what I'm saying? It's like, y'all don't have nothing to begin with. So it's like, why would you want to move to a location where you have, you don't have no money? You can't even purchase an apartment. You guys have to make sure that you are, have some sort of means, right? You guys have some sort of financial stability or something. You know what I'm saying? You have some sort of income, some sort of savings, so you guys can take yourself up and move to an area where you want to be, right? You know what I'm saying? First part of the video live stream, we were talking about women, right? So this goes into your career period, because let me tell you something. Your career should be first anyway, before interacting with women. Women will come, right? That's what I always say to my subscribers, my followers, whoever, right? You guys have to understand that women, they're going to always be there, and they want to be around men who are establishing themselves and they have things going on. So you're working, right? You have multiple jobs, whatever, right? You have your little business going on. You have your podcast. Where they want to be around men who are always on the go, right? Have an agenda. They're not only focused on them. So with that being said, you guys have to work on your careers, and also keep in mind the environment. Keep in mind where you guys stay at, right? If you feel as if you are stuck, try and make sure that you are researching where you can be able to find more jobs. Because I'm telling you, man, there's places where there's droughts, and it's like, it's ridiculous. There's nothing going on. You can't talk to certain people. And guys, the best thing nowadays days, we're in 2020, networking is the key. If the one thing I can tell you guys who are getting ready to start college, the one thing you guys should be able to take in right? Orientation, whatever, they should tell you guys one thing, and you should remember it. Networking. That's it. I'm gonna tell you guys, if you guys can remember that, you will be okay. That's all. I'm not bullshitting. Like, literally, networking is the key. So who you know, what you know, is going to take you far in life, right? I'm gonna tell you straight up, don't join things that's gonna waste your time, because as a guy who have been through whatever, and there's multiple content creators who say the same thing in a different way, we're just trying to give back to the community. We're just trying to give back to you all and let you all know that you don't want to make the same mistakes we made, right? Right? We have to find out the hard way. But guys, make sure that you are putting yourself, right? You guys are making some excellent comments, by the way, in the chat. I'm reading them and I'm seeing them, guys. Continue to ring up those likes as well. We're almost done here with the stream. I don't want to make it too long. But make sure that you are researching. Some of y'all, I know it's hard for y'all to have the time. You guys work, sometimes right through the day or overnight shifts. So it'd be hard sometimes to research, because you're tired as hell by the time you're finished your shift or your job. But you have to still make time for the time that you guys watch TV, right? Or even times where you say that you're gonna go out, right, and try and talk to some women and get some numbers. That's the time that you guys can look into cities and locations where it's gonna help you in the long run as far as your career and making more money, right? Always put yourself first, man, and don't let no one tell you that location doesn't matter, because I've heard this a lot, saying that you can make it anywhere, as long as you have a talent, skill. I agree. Like I said, I agree with that to some extent, guys, right? But you're not gonna make it that far if your area is not really helping you to utilize your talents. You have to make sure that you're around people, you're in an area where you can make use 100% of your skill, whatever you are good at, period, right? If you guys like the live stream, you know what to do, especially for the guys who are on YouTube that is watching my videos and whatever. Appreciate you all for listening to me, man, taking the time out your busy weekends or whatever to hear what I have to say, right? Comment down below, join the conversation, guys. That's what I do every week. I love when you guys, say certain things, so I can really keep in consideration and learn from you guys, just like you guys are learning from me as well. Subscribe to the channel, guys. If it's your first time coming across my YouTube content, right? For the guys who are on YouTube, subscribe. We do these videos every week. I can't stress it enough. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. Thank you guys for all y'all who are in the chat. We have about 50-something people this morning. I know it was pretty tough for a lot of you guys to tune in, but I know I got some more guys who are subscribed to the channel who's going to probably take a look at the stream later on today. You know what I'm saying? But we're doing good, man. We're growing, and that's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, send me any recommendations. Send me any topics that you guys want me to cover. I got you. All right. You all be great, and have a good one.